Hi everyone, my name is Jenna Citrus, and I'm here to explain what just happened. So this is my very first time trying to do a time-lapse video, and when I first started, which we're looking at right here, I started out on manual because I watched one video on how to do a time-lapse, but it was a landscape time-lapse, and I really disagree that working on manual, because you'll see how dark this gets. I did keep turning, I kept adjusting my camera settings trying to keep the light correct, but I finally just gave up. I think, well, not quite yet, but you'll see when I gave up. Actually, it's upstairs. We have to change settings first. And I just gave up and let it do its own thing. One thing I was super impressed with and excited about was watching the little movements of the flowers, how they move back and forth when you watch the fast version of the time lapse, which I think we should watch that one more time before we call it quits. That's when you see that. And so I took my crocuses were first downstairs in my parents' house, and now they are upstairs in my parents' house. I left the what is it called? This is when I put my camera on auto because I knew that the morning light would creep in and mess up, with quotation marks, my shutter exposure. So I just left it on. This is the first night of the plants sleeping overnight. So, man, this is a very still shot. This lasts for a little while. Yep, there you go. There's dawn coming in. First light of day. I finally turned my lamp off over there. And one other thing that really astounded me was how many bugs you could see down and below. I guess it's got a little partially cloudy there. It's trying to keep up with the exposures of sunlight. So they were down there, and it was when we turned this off, I was like, okay, I guess I'm done with time lapsing. This little bud right there in the center started shooting up. I was like, okay, we're not gonna stop. So I turned the time lapse back on, and there's the sun going down again. It's getting darker. And then I realized how crooked this was. I'm like, oops, oh well. Thoughts for next time. Check the straightness of your camera. Oh, but you can see the little bugs crawling around in the bottom right towards the center. And turn some lights on. Then we're moving up and down the hall. So I liked watching it at this speed. Oh, now we are in my greenhouse, in my studio house. But it was really fun for me to like watch all the different variations of speeds of the flowers growing. Yep, we're going in and out of the door. Hopefully I was wearing gloves. Okay, we'll see. This was just me at home hanging out by myself. I was like, I don't know what happened there. Don't go back and look for that. Please don't kick me off YouTube. Not again. But then, so this is or did I already say this was the second night for my little baby crocuses? And that guy that we saw poking out is starting to emerge, and the one on the left is starting to poke out. And I loved watching the process of, I guess, kind of the ebb and flow and the different like speeds and excitements of which the crocuses came out. Yep, I think I saw a little bug flying around. There they are again. So thoughts for next time I do this, oh, there's sunshine, here it comes, it's getting ready to be day. Oh, look at them open. Oh, and I did leave my grow lights on all night long with them, because otherwise we couldn't see them, it'd be really dark. So I guess that one, and I did see that the one that just bloomed on the left to center, once it opened all the way, it kind of quit wiggling. That was a really interesting observation for me. Oh, and when we first started in my parents' living room, I was obsessively looking at the crocuses. I did have to keep doing adjustment of my camera exposures, but B, I was just like, did the plants grow? Did the plants grow? And here we have someone stealing the show towards the left-hand side. I have some snap sugar peas on the left, so that's definitely going to be my next time lapse, because look at them go. Just look at them. They're just like wandering around looking for something to hang on to. They're totally stealing the show. I just want to look over there all the time. This is actually the first time I've watched this compilation slowly. There were 2,800 images, or a few more than that actually. More than 2,800 images that came together to form this time lapse. And this is backlit, and I definitely have reservations about it, but I'm not sure with this setup how to change that. But I'll figure it out for next time. I guess I could move it off to camera left. Look at those snap peas grow. Oh, that one on the right, I just saw it, the flower open. I just love watching plants grow. And I did turn these around. I gave them a little spritz with water. I was trying to see if that would come over, but it did not come over in the fast time lapse. And yeah, just watching plants grow is just a beautiful hobby. I was pretty obsessed with this. So this is the third night. And then I think there's one more night in here, unless this is daytime. I can't quite tell over in this setting. And this is, these plants traveled, oh, that would be a fun number. They're over 200 miles, and then, so probably like 250 miles these crocuses traveled. They did come up too early in the yard, so I saved them in there. And this was actually the week of the 1 degree weather that we were having, so I'm glad they were inside and were able to bloom for us and get to see what they're up to. Oh, and just a second here, you're gonna see the radishes that I have in the back left corner. They kind of wilt. I mean, they're not dying or anything, but they just got too big for their microgreens, and they're not happy. They just go boop, kind of fall down. That was a fun overnight. So I guess this is number 4 overnight that we've had because they went over 4 nights. I feel like for some reason that's a special number. I finally gave up of time lapsing because I needed my camera back. I was like, I love you, but I need to shoot. Thank you so much for joining. And I hope you really enjoyed this recording. Here's a fast motion of everything one more time. Check it out. And if you like this, feel free to become a supporter of my Patreon. That's patreon.com/JennaCitrusArt. And you can see my art and things on there. And I did post that I was making this while I was making it, so you can see what projects I'm working on at the current time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Have a great night. Goodbye. Or day, or evening, or whatever time you're watching this. It's not even night here, it's 4 o'clock. I don't know what I'm talking about. Have a good one. Bye-bye.